Hi guys, I'm Unseen Divinity. I am your favorite manifestation coach and TikToker. And in this video, we are going to discuss how to get rid of fear and anxiety surrounding your manifestation coming to fruition. Before I hop into the video, I just want to let you know I do offer one-on-one coaching that is in the description box down below. You can see all the crazy testimonials about how people are getting what they want quickly and without having to do a mountain of work. So if that's something that interests you guys, the information is in the description box down below. And I also have launched a new manifestation course. It is currently 50% off. After the 4th of July, it will raise to $99. So I recommend you guys grab that while it's there. So let's hop into this video. This is a very interesting topic. And it is a very common occurrence I see in people. So first and foremost, I want you to know the reason why this happens in general is because we fear our manifestation will not happen. We cling to our desire, mainly from a place of being dominantly convinced that we aren't going to have it. We aren't going to experience it. And when we are convinced that something isn't possible or it's not likely to be possible, because obviously we are dominantly thinking it won't, we tend to cling to it. We tend to latch on to it. We tend to have fear or anxiety arise for us that makes us grasp onto it harder. We get scared we won't have it, which causes fear we won't have it, which causes I need to say 100 SP affirmations, 100 money affirmations before my rent is due, 100 success affirmations to go viral, etc., etc. Usually in this experience, you will feel separate from your desire. You're going to feel like your desire is way over there. And when we are feeling separate, we cling because we don't want to lose it. So we're willing to compromise our standards, our boundaries, our morals for that respective situation. But it doesn't have to be that way. And if that's the way that you've been doing things, it's no wonder you clicked on this video because it didn't work. So I'm going to explain to you how to make it work. First and foremost, you need to give yourself grace. It is a normal human reaction what you're having. But you need to start to become more observant. You need to start to catch yourself in the act of grasping, of fear, of worry, of concern, of a very high nervous system reaction. When you observe that, you need to be aware of it and correct it. I have to be honest with you. This is only due to fear of not having your desire, absolutely nothing more. You need to recreate a new neural pathway and say, no, I know this is possible for me. I'm choosing to believe I'm God of my reality. I'm open to the fact that this is happening now. I can use my imagination to help soothe me. Please understand what you want to see, hear, feel, experience in the form of your manifestation. You must first create that inside of your body. See that inside of your body. Feel that inside of your body. Hear that inside of your body. You must create something within your inner world to experience it in your outer world. That is how manifestation is for everyone, and you are not going to get an exemption pass. Once you retrain your nervous system to having it inside without having it outside, it will come to you outside. And you need to be able to feel this way that you have it inside at least 75% of the time. Let me give you an example, and I've spoken about this in my video of how I manifested more than 70 things in 90 days. So what I did for that little situation is I took a situation in my life that was considered to be a bit of an inconvenience, and I would choose one thing and I would engage in a powerful imaginal act and try to engage all my senses as best as I could. And then I would just kind of forget about it. One, because I didn't want to put pressure on it, that if it didn't work, I was this big failure. But two, also because I was just really open to letting manifestation surprise me. I would tell myself before I completed my imaginal act that if it worked, great. This was in the beginning stages of my manifestation journey where I wanted manifestation to prove itself to me. So I was very disconnected. I was like, if this really works, I can just try it. And if it works, it works. So I isolated my brother's car as my science experiment, if you will. My brother's car was considered to be a paperweight after it broke down. I thought that was a huge inconvenience for me because my family has several members and our cars were breaking down one by one due to old age. So as adults, that tends to be quite problematic as no one's a kid anymore in our household and we are all having to fight for cars, having a family discussion the night prior of who's going to get the car, when, and for what time frame to accommodate for different people's responsibilities. So you know what I did? I chose the car and this is all that I did. This was my process. I created a very powerful inner imaginal act where I saw my brother's car run down the highway with my brother in the driver's seat. He had the window open and I was in my mother's car in the next lane. And I saw him in my imagination racing down the highway, almost taunting me as he sped past me, which is very much like my brother. I memorized how it would feel, what his car would look like, the gust of wind that would flow by my face as my window was open and I waved back to him. I imagined what my brother looked like, his taunting little gesture, the whole shebang. And in that moment, I decided to brainstorm an affirmation or two that could possibly be good to imply his car would magically fix itself without a mechanic, which honestly seemed impossible to me. So I said things like, or I came up with ideas like, my brother's car never breaks. My brother's car is so reliable. It's impossible for his car to break. I repeated those very thoughtfully and mindfully, almost as if I was giving the affirmation some of my own energy. And I just never gave it another thought. Could I have technically re-practiced it a couple more times? Absolutely. But I didn't think this was going to happen for me, so I was very disconnected from the outcome. A couple of days later, my brother, unbeknownst to me, as I had no clue he was outside early morning, decided to take some inspired action, and he had an urge that he wanted to try to turn his car over. So I didn't even know that's what he was doing. He comes back after an hour or so later saying that his car magically just turned over. This car would have required thousands of dollars to fix. It got fixed with an inner imaginal act. The point of this story is use this to evaluate where you are in your grasping of desire. I completed all my steps perfectly for this to work. I isolated a goal, that's step 1. I was specific about what my end was, that's step 2. I was detached in a way of not necessarily letting it go to the universe, but I was just not clinging to it. I knew that if manifestation was real, like everyone says it is, that it would just have to happen because that's law. And that's what I'm referring to. If you know manifestation is real, you have no reason to grasp. I did the inner imaginal act. I cultivated some affirmations that implied my end, and I just allowed it to happen. Try to change your method around and see how fast things come to you. Move into a relaxed confidence that it is yours without having to check the 3D so it can actually come to you. Do you think the car would have repaired itself if I had gone outside 100 times to try to turn it over and say, is it fixed? Is it fixed? Is it fixed? Can you even imagine when I set this goal? I was like, what boogeyman is going to go cross some wires, put an imaginary wrench in there, hoist it onto a ghost lift and fix it? For some reason, my smaller manifestations have always blown my mind more than the big ones. This is about trusting that it's going to happen. If manifestation is change your assumptions, why are individuals so scared that it won't happen? If you trust in the law of manifestation that change your assumptions on yourself and the object of your desire, what boogeyman do you have to be afraid of? If it sounds like this situation perhaps applies to you, where you have an issue of checking the 3D and having faith your manifestation will happen for you, what I would advise for you to do is you need to try to manifest things at a smaller level until you know you are the one affecting your reality, and then scale to larger and larger desires. If you got to this point of the video, please drop an orange emoji down in the comments. Please be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Love you guys so much. Don't forget to grab my manifestation course, and I'll see you guys in the next one.